Just like to offer a big shout out to Touchdown Digital, the sponsor of this week's video. Well, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Glenn Samuel and you're watching Sniper Photography. Today I'm doing a photo walk. Haven't really done any photo walks for some time, but I'm thinking maybe moving forward into 2026 I might do a few more of these. I don't have a tripod here today. I'm just walking around with my camera bag and very basic equipment, but something a bit special today. Everything that you'll see, all the images that you'll see in today's video will be shot in black and white. I find that not many people shoot in black and white anymore, and I don't know why. It's absolutely fantastic, especially macro photographers or close-up photographers like I'm going to try and attempt to do today. It'll be all in black and white. But I'll be talking about black and white photography as we go along in this photo walk. So what have I got? I've got just my normal camera, full frame camera with the Canon 100mm f2.8 macro lens with a trigger attached, and I'm having a handheld speedlight or flash with a diffuser. So basically all I'll be doing is this. I can move the diffuser around and getting different lighting effects. So I'm really excited about this. The wind has finally stopped. We've had 3 or 4 days of horrendous winds here, and if there's one thing that's bad for close-up photography is wind. But yeah, look, I'm going to photograph what I see, and there's a lot here to photograph, a lot of things. Before I start, just want to let you know that close-up or macro photography just doesn't have to be about insects or plants or flowers. It could be anything, man-made objects and things like that. So whatever I find, if I find it interesting, I'm going to show you how I do it handheld with a speed light. So having said that, let's go. Okay, there's a few things that photograph well in black and white, and most people, when they think about shooting in black and white, not thinking about colour. Well, that's not the right way to do it, because you've got to think about colour, because some things photograph better in black and white, like these white flowers here. They photograph really well in black and white. Yellow photographs well in black and white. Reds, they also photograph in black and white. What doesn't really photograph well in black and white is green. Because you're talking about contrast, a lot of contrast with black and white photography. So you're not only thinking about contrast, structure, or details of the thing you're trying to photograph, you're also thinking about how it's going to be represented in black and white photography or black and white images. So with this, these flowers here, these gardenias, I think these will photograph well in black and white. Now also too, when you're doing this, you've got to think about your background. You don't want a messy background. This is why you'll see a lot of my photographs here today with a black background, because when you come into garden areas like this, it's very confusing, and you really want to separate the one flower from all the others, and there's ways of doing that. So I'll take a few shots here, and you'll notice that by moving the flash around, I can put it in different areas, and this is one good thing about something like this. But yeah, I'll take a couple of shots, and then as we're going along, I'll put them up on the screen. But keeping in mind, when you're trying to do black and white photography, you've got to think about colour. Now I have my camera set to monochrome. I like to do that. I don't like to convert colour images to black and white. I'd rather do it black and white in camera. That way I've got the exposure right, or I think I've got it right when I look at the image after I take it, because the camera is set in monochrome. So I'll take this shot and we'll see how we go. Okay, so as I can angle this flash down here like this, that's pretty good. Very, very nice indeed. The good thing about it is that I can move this around in different angles. I can go up from like this, directly in front of me, come back a bit, Yep. I'll decrease my flash power to 132. It's pretty good. Might even lay it on the ground and go up underneath the flower. This is a good thing about using something like this. Like so. But I can photograph it really nice here. Yep, that gives it a really good light on this flower. So we're just moving around and looking what you're doing. You can take some really nice shots. So just moving around like this, and this enables me to place the light anywhere. So I'll put that up on the screen so you can take a look. Now a lot of this photography is on the ground, and to do this successfully, you've got to get down at eye level with the plant or whatever's close to the ground. So I found this beautiful flower here and it's very low to the ground, just off the bark, so I'm going to get down real low. I can just lay the flash inside there and can move it around and just get different looks. So we'll give it a try. We'll put it in here like this. It's a bit awkward when you're doing this with only two hands, so but it's a bit of fun. Just going to lay the flash in there like that. This will be interesting. See how this works out. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll just keep on taking them. I'm at F8 at the moment. I'm going to drop it down to F4.5. See what we get here. That's pretty good. I'll just drop my shutter speed to 1/80. Now I've got the flash down virtually on the ground, just firing up there into it. Beautiful, absolutely fantastic. As you can see, you can see it or not, the flash is on the ground here, and I just leave it there and I can move it around. That's the benefit of doing this. This is really good fun. Just walking around, looking for things that I can photograph, moving the flash around, just getting different effects. But keeping in mind, I'm shooting in black and white, and so far, so good. I've just found the smallest of beetles. Seriously, just by walking around and being observant, I found this little minute black beetle, excuse me, and it's got these yellow, I have no idea what it's called, but he's totally black and he's got these little yellow or golden squares on him, and just absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to take a shot of him. This will be a macro shot. I will use the flash, so we'll see how we go. I'll take this here. I'm going to get in, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll go from this angle like this, and you can see how close I will be to him. Okay, so let's go here with the flash. Superb. How good is this? I'll put that little bug on the screen so you can take a look. Absolutely amazing. It's just a matter of looking for things and being observant. And here we have a feather from one of our resident ducks here on the ground here. Now it's white. Now I know in black and white it will be photographing quite well, so I'll set the flash to 132 power and I'll do this at f4, 1/125th of a second. So we'll just fire it this way. Come in close. You have to get a bit genius to do this because I've only got two hands and I'm using the flash like this. So let's see how we go. Yep. What I might do is come in. Might close my aperture down. I want it a bit darker. I'm going to go to f8. Capture it at an angle. This is another thing too, when you're photographing something like this, you have to look at different angles and the way you do it. So if we go this way, I'm coming at a 45-degree angle. They call this a Dutch angle actually, when you do it at a 45. Yep, take another one. Just a matter of just angling the flash. What I might do, I might put the flash on the ground. That way I can light up the end of the quill of the flower. This is quite interesting. We do a bit of gardening here. It's called gardening when you're doing this. So we're going to angle it like that. Alright, we'll do another one. I might go try this. Yep, we'll do it like that at the front this way. That's a bit better, but I'm going to show you a trick in a moment with a bit of water. That's better. Now, I always carry with me this little bottle. I can get it out of my pocket here. This little bottle, spray bottle of water, but I'm going to spray it on the feather, just to get some sort of glistening effect. There, we just sprayed water on it. Put that in my pocket and see what we get now. Oh, the flash. Good exercise too, this. Oh, that's looking really nice. I'll just focus a bit. As I said, you've got to be... That's pretty good. I've got my distance right. That looks really good. I'm really happy with that. Just a matter of working different settings, working different flash powers. I might turn the flash down to 164 and see how we go. And then we'll finish up with this one. much better. I'll put that up on the screen so you can take a look. Let's keep going. Good old Australian wattle. For all the overseas viewers, it doesn't get much more Aussie than the Australian wattle. And it's that time of year that it comes out in flower, and it is yellow, so I'm in two minds whether we leave it in monochrome or black and white, or I shoot it in colour and leave it in colour. I think what we might do, I'll do both, and I'll put both up on the screen, and I'll let you decide which one you like, and let me know in the comments below. Once again, handheld speedlight. Got a bit of side eye having it, that's okay, but I'll take this in colour first, hide the flash. Okay, we'll take another one. Turn the flash off. Turn the triggers off. Let's see what we get. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's colour. So what we might do is open it up a fraction, do it like this, yeah, that's not too bad. Now what I'll do, I'll change all my settings back to 1/125th of a second, f5.6, turn the flash on, 1/16th power. We'll see how we go here. Now, another thing too, if you don't realise or don't know, when you're using flash or speedlight, you can control movement. So there's a bit of a breeze happening here. So the wattle's moving a little bit, but I can freeze it with the flash because the flash is quick. So keeping in mind, if it is a little bit breezy, which not so much today like it was yesterday, I can freeze the motion with the speedlight. So get in like this, get your stance right. Yep, that looks okay. Give it another go. Yep, keep going. Alright, it's a little bit overexposed, so I'll close my aperture down. We'll go f11. That's much better. Just keep on going, just angling the flash at different angles. It's much better. Much better. So it's just a matter of experimenting, looking around and just walking around and seeing what you can find. And as I'm walking around, I'm finding more and more subjects. So yeah, you ever contemplated doing a photo walk, give it a try, because one, it's very relaxing, and two, it trains your eye to notice things. Okay, these look like they'll photograph quite well in black and white. They're a pink colour, so pink should come out well in black and white. I'll just raise my exposure of my video camera here. See how we go. Make it a bit brighter. Here we go. Probably too bright now. I need an assistant. That's what I need. I need an assistant. Anyone volunteering? That's probably a bit better. Yeah, look, so You got these pink flowers here, don't know what they're called, but I'm going to get really close. This will be, I'd say, a macro shot, a bit closer than normal close. So we'll give it a go. Got my flash here and I can angle it in different angles and different ways and just fire it up like so, over the top, this way. It just gives you so many options when you're doing it this way. So we'll give it a go. Get right in close here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't mind that. I'll just reduce my, go to 5.6. Come in like this. Yep, that'll photograph quite well, and it'll look good in black and white. So what I might do, I might try different angles. And one thing I like about this is that I can use different angles and put this around anywhere I like. So I'm going to go from underneath the flower. See what sort of effect we get. Yeah, that's lighting underneath. We'll go from the top, see what we get. I like that one. The one from the top actually was quite good. I went straight down on the top, as you can see. So it's just, once again, just a matter of experimenting. Now, a couple of things here with this. When you use a diffuser like this is a Godox diffuser. It just screws onto the head of the flash. It gives a nice soft, even light, but it does reduce the power of the flash. So you've got to increase the power of the flash by probably another half a stop or so to get to get your lighting right. So keep that in mind. It's a great thing to use, but you've got to be aware of your exposure, especially your flash power or the reducement of flash power when you're using a diffuser. Okay, here's another tip I'd like to give you when you're doing handheld flash photography. What you can do, you can get your flash like this and rest it underneath the lens. Why would you do that? Well, that gives you extra stability. And I found something here that's really interesting. It's like the bud hasn't opened up yet, and this is going to look really, really good. So I'm going to use this technique where I can rest it just there, make sure the diffuser's not in the way of the lens, but I'm using it as stability. So we'll give this a try here. There it is there. Got my flash looking straight at it. Fantastic. I'll put that up on the screen so you can take a look. It's funny how you notice things when you're walking around doing this, and I suppose that's the benefit of this type of photography, that you can just take your time. It's very relaxing, and you know, there's no stress to this type of photography. I don't know whether I mentioned at the beginning or the intro to this video that when you first arrive at a scene and you walk into the environment, you walk into nature, I often see this so many times where people, they get their gear ready and they tend to walk around, and they're still walking around, and after about 15 to 20 minutes they haven't taken a photograph, and that's sort of like, it sort of like stops you. You don't get that roll on. So I want to suggest to you, it doesn't matter what type of photography you're doing, especially when you're doing a photo walk like this, that when you arrive at the scene and you've got your gear ready. If you see something that you want to photograph that subject or object straight away. Because what that does, that gets the endorphins flowing, it gets the excitement going, and you start to get a roll on. Where if you walk around for 15 or 20 minutes, especially when you're doing a photo walk, it's a bit hard for you. You're not getting into that groove, you're not on the treadmill. So practice that when you're doing a photo walk like this, just with a camera and lens and maybe a flash. You're just walking around and you see something, photograph it straight away, because once you do that, then you can start to progress and move forward. Now, I've just found, I don't know whether this is a cherry blossom tree or not. I think it is. I really should study up on plants. But I found these little things. I don't know whether you can see it here. It's so small. It's about the size of my little thumb or little finger, the nail on my little finger. So I've got everything set. I'm going to get right in close. This will photograph really well in black and white. So keeping in mind this is all black and white. So also too, you'll see I'm up against this concrete pillar. And when you're doing close-up photography, it's all about stability and keeping everything still, because when you're focusing so close, your depth of field is like that. So you have not much room for error. And I find that if you can brace yourself against something like this wall here, which I will do to take this shot, because I'm getting really close. I'm probably only about 8-9 centimetres, possibly even less than 8 centimetres away from doing this. So I'll take this shot and I'll get right in close. I've got my flash set, everything's ready to go. And I'll brace myself. I'm leaning up against this fence and I can get right in close. Beautiful, absolutely fantastic. I'll take another one. I'll do one, I'll take one from the top. That's, as I said, I keep on saying in this video, you can move this around, change your lighting, have fun with it. Because I know when I'm enjoying this, this is really good fun. This is really good photography, and I'm so pleased to come out today. I like it. I'll take another one. So by bracing yourself up against a concrete fence like this, I've got really good stability, and those images there, which I'll put up on the screen now, if you can have a look, you can see, you know, why it's so important to brace yourself when you're photographing very close to a subject. But there's so much here to photograph, and I'm just having a wow of a time. It's just really, really good. This is really good photography. You want to try it, you want to get out just with your camera and maybe an off-camera flash. But this is so simple to use, and the images you can capture, as you can see during this video, I'm putting them up on the screen. It's such good fun to do. Very relaxing too, and good for the soul. Let's keep going. Okay, you wouldn't believe it, but I have found a caterpillar that would probably be no bigger than 2 centimetres, very small. But the problem is, he's in a branch in a tree here, up here, and guess what the background is? A blue sky. So what do? Well, this is where this comes into it, and this is where it gets really, really interesting. I can darken the sky, in other words, control the ambient light by firing the flash. So what I do is I close my aperture down to about f16, ISO 100, that stays the same, and I have my shutter speed at 1/200th of a second, because that's the sync speed, the flash sync speed of the camera. So what I'll do, I'll take this shot, and what it should do, it should darken the sky, and I know it'll work because I've done this before. So what we'll do, I'll take this shot, and this is a very, very small caterpillar. I mean, I'm talking that. So we'll see how we go. Okay. Okay, I think I'll take another couple more. That way I can blow the sky out and just darken that sky without blowing the sky out, rather. So I'll change the power to, let's see here. Yep, this will do. I'm at 1/16th power. So what that'll do, and by closing my aperture down, I can darken this sky, because if I take a photo, take this image of this little caterpillar, it's going to be lost in the sky. So what I'll do, I'll set that camera up. I'm actually at f11, 1/200th of a second. That's the shutter speed, because that's the sync speed of the camera, and my flash power is 1/16. So we'll take this, see how we go. Oh. That's pretty good to me. I'll get the flash right near him because he's such a small object. I'll put that on the screen. You can take a look at it. Okay, remember I said earlier on in this video that sometimes you got to do a little bit of gardening. Well, there's something else that I do carry, and that's a pair of scissors. And you're wondering, why on earth would I be carrying scissors? Well, basically, and you're allowed to, as long as you're careful, just trim if you've got any dead leaves or anything like that that's going to be detrimental to the image, such as this here. I've found these buds of flowers. I think these are gardenias, and there's one there that's been eaten by a bug. So I'm just going to trim it with my scissors. Just go in like this and trim it up like so. That way I've got a reasonable looking image just by trimming it up with the scissors. So if you're going to do this type of photography, just get your pair of cheap little small scissors like that, and just do a bit of trimming up of the scene. So what we'll do, we'll take this one. This should be quite nice. I'll take a few shots, a few different angles, and yeah, let's see how we go. I think it's been a pretty good morning so far. I'm coming toward the end of this video now, and I'll finish up a bit later on with the video. But I've had such a good time doing this. These photo walks are just so good. Fairly light sort of equipment, you know, just having so much fun and getting in close. And the thing I like about it is that it makes you very observant, and it will improve other genres of photography. Like, I'm a landscape photographer. I'm a landscape photographer 90% of the time. But this type of photography, it makes you very aware. It makes you look for things. And this is why I like it. So we'll give this a go. and see what we can come up with in this instance, right? This should be quite nice. What I'll do, I'll come back a bit. Right, okay, this is going to be good. Yep, that's looking very good indeed. So what I'm doing, I'm focusing just on the tip there. So if I increase my, or close down my aperture to say f20, now that's just the thing, a lot of people think, oh, you know, f20, f18, f22, f32, what are you, mad? No, 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 because I like to have everything in focus, and I'm not really worried about diffraction here with this. So I'm closing this down to f20. I'm at f20. My shutter speed will be 1/125 of a second. Keeping in mind I've got this. So I'm going to increase this power to 1/8. Let's see how we go. And keeping in mind, the closer you get with your speed light, the more illuminated the object will be. Now the image I just took, it's slightly underexposed, but I don't really mind that. So I'll keep playing with this for a while and see what we come up with, but I'll put that shot up on the screen for you to take a look. Well, that's just about wraps it up here today. I've had a fantastic time on this photo walk. I really suggest you give it a try. Just grab your camera, lens, doesn't have to be a macro lens, could be just a normal telephoto lens or a fixed focal length lens, it doesn't really matter. Off-camera flash I highly recommend with a trigger here. It's very easy to do. You can experiment with your different positions of light, up and down, this way, from above. It's so simple to do, and yet the results you get are absolutely fantastic. And I have to say, I've had a wow of a time here. I really have, and I've really enjoyed this photo walk. I'm going to do more of these in the future. I just think that it's just a way of educating yourself and being able to be observant, become more observant around you. Like I was finding things here that I would normally walk past. I just think it's a great way of photography, just doing a photo walk. This is what we call them, photo walks. And as I said, I'll intend to do some more of these photo walks, and I just love it. No tripod, just basically handheld stuff. Look, very simple stuff, and you can really find some exquisite little things to photograph. I know I took a lot of photos of flowers today. I used a little spray bottle of water. That's another thing that I did speak to you about. You just spray it on the leaves and it gives it that nice surreal effect. I really think that what you can do is you just walk around and you become very, I don't know, very in tune with what we're looking for. And I'm here today and there's plenty of people walking around. It's a beautiful day here in Sydney. And people are just walking around, but they're not looking. They're not looking for things. They're just like this. But for us photographers, we become very observant individuals. And with a photo walk, it makes you become very observant. So give photo walks a try. I mean, it's very simple. You can just work your settings with your speed light or flash. Very simple settings on the camera. And I tell you, you can capture some really nice images. And as I said, no tripod, handheld. So I think that bit probably wraps it up here. I hope you enjoyed the images. I'll put a few more up at the end of this video, but really let me know what you think. Have you ever done a photo walk? Do you do photo walks, or are you thinking about doing a photo walk? Let me know, put your comments down below, and I'd certainly get back to you as soon as I can. So that's it for another episode of Sniper Photography, and as I always say, be nice to yourself, family and friends, but most of all, you keep shooting. Bye for now. So I hope you all enjoy these images. As I said, it was all done in black and white or monochrome, and it's just something that you can try, and it just adds something else to these images. So thank you for watching, and it's very much appreciated. Bye for now.